Is that your client there, Mr. Dunson? Is that him?
Denson.
Is that him?
Mr. Denson.
Then Dunson. Just need him first, and then we'll get into it with everyone else.
It's for Judge Knight. Come here, Mr. Denson. Right here. Stand right here. No, right here. I'm sorry. Yeah. There you go, Mr. Denson. It's Mr. Denson, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Is this allowed? Are you Landon Don Travello Dunson Jr.?
LaDon Dontravelli Dunson.
What's Miss Floria? What's the name? What's the name you're looking for?
Yes, sir. That's him, Judge. That's Mr. Dunson. Mr. Dunson, that's you, correct, sir? Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Dunson, you're represented here by Tom Florio's counsel here for you. He's waiving all the formal readings that I will do with everyone else here, and he'll outline everything for you in more detail. And so you're charged with one count of simple assault and one count of battery. They're both misdemeanors. I have a bond amount here in mind, but I'll hear from you, Mr. Florio. Either way, there'll be a special condition to stay away from Loyalty Dunson.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Judge, Mr. Dunson is 17 years old. He's in between his junior and senior years of high school. He goes to the Stillwell School for the Arts, and obviously that's a magnet school. He's involved in their magnet program. He's an honor student going into his senior year with hopes of becoming a heart surgeon. His mother is a lobbyist here in the state of Georgia and has lobbied for several educational reform type bills. And his father works in the trucking industry. I've spoken with his mother. She's retained me, and spoken with his sister, the alleged victim, Ms. Loyalty Dunson. Essentially, Judge, I think it was a brother and sister argument. Ms. Dunson, certainly, I think at this point would probably reach out to the solicitor's office with hopes that her brother not be prosecuted. But we understand, obviously, that's something that will work out with the courts. But she's indicated to me that she, obviously this isn't something that she necessarily hoped to occur. We would ask that bond be set, and that bond be set in an amount commensurate with his age, and also with his lack of criminal history, and understanding that he himself does not have financial resources. So this is something that will fall upon his mother and father to have to do. Having said that, I've spoken with his mother, and she's indicated to me that as soon as he's released, since it is summer vacation, she's going to make sure he gets a job to begin to pay back these costs that he's had to incur.
All right, understandable. Thank you, Mr. Florio. Mr. Dunson, we understand this is, things happen, right? I have siblings as well, so I'm not unfamiliar with what's happening here. Your bond will be $2,000 on the assault, simple assault, and $3,000 on the batteries. $5,000 is the total. No contact with Loyalty Dunson. Do you understand what the conditions are of your bond, the condition and the bond amounts?
Mr. Dunson, essentially, the Honorable Judge Knight has just set bond in the amount of $5,000, and he's placed a condition on that bond that you not have contact with your sister. I've spoken with your mother about that, and there are motions that we can file at a later date to address these bond conditions. But for right now, what it means is once you're released from custody, you can't have contact with your sister. You can return back to the home. And it's my understanding your sister will not be residing at that home, but you can go home. You just can't have contact unless another judge were to modify the bond. You cannot have contact with Loyalty. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, that will complete you, Mr. Dunson, Ms. Florio. Unless there's anything else, you have another client or anything else on this matter of Mr. Dunson, you're excused. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Your Honor. Thank you very much for that consideration.
No problem.
May I be excused?
Yes, sir. See you next time.
Thank you, sir.
All right. All right. Good morning, everyone. Today is June 22nd, 2021. This is the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. I'm Judge Knights presiding this morning's first appearance, and you are here today for me to inform you of what you're charged with. If there's special conditions on your bond, I will let you know that as well. And I will appoint an attorney to represent you if you qualify. But most importantly, I'm here to let you know what your constitutional rights are. So you, of course, have the right to an attorney at every proceeding, every stage along the way. You can have an attorney representing you. You don't have any burden of proof, or you don't have to present anything. The state has the burden of proof to prove this charge or these charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. That is the state's burden alone. This is being live streamed on YouTube, so please resist the urge to speak with me about the facts of your case. That is for your lawyer for you to speak with your lawyer and not me. Because I'm not your lawyer and I can't give you legal advice. And because this is being live streamed, keep in mind any other proceeding, if you were to say something about the facts of your case, someone can easily review this. So don't incriminate yourself. Don't say anything about your charge or charges. The time for that is coming soon. It's not today. Speak with your lawyer. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. You have the right to an indictment by grand jury for serious felonies. So an indictment is a charging document that the state, which is the district attorney, can bring to present in front of Clayton County citizens that make up the grand jury. And they will decide if there was a valid reason or probable cause for your arrest. If there was, there will be a true bill indictment. If there was not, there will be a no bill and the case will be dismissed. You have the right to an accusation for some of the non-serious felonies and all misdemeanors. An accusation is a charging document that the district attorney or the solicitor general for misdemeanors can bring with charges against you. Also, you have the right to present evidence on your own behalf, to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses that the state can call to testify against you. And of course, as I mentioned, the right to an attorney for every stage in this proceeding. Now, bond. Some of you will get a bond today, some of you will not. Keep in mind, this is magistrate court. By law, I cannot give you a bond on certain offenses, certain serious felonies, or if you're on parole or probation, or if the facts of the case and your criminal history indicate that I cannot give you a bond today. Doesn't mean you'll never get a bond. It just means you're not getting one today. Speak with your lawyer, and your lawyer can discuss bond with the district attorney at the appropriate time. If there's a special condition on your bond, that means I'll tell you, you can't go somewhere or contact someone. Don't go to 123 Main Street, can't go there. Don't contact Joe Smith, can't contact Joe Smith. Failure to comply with those special conditions can result in new criminal charges like influencing a witness, aggravated stalking, other charges. Also, if the person on the special condition of bond wishes to bond you out, they cannot. That person can't bond you out if they're the subject of the special condition. So Joe Smith can't bond you out if it's a stay away from Joe Smith bond special condition. The bonding company will determine the fee charged on top of what the bond is. So there can be a percentage. It can be, let's say, for example, 10%, 15%. That will be on top of the bond, I say, and they will let you know. Please keep in mind, I'm not part of a bonding company. I don't know what the percentage is. Speak with someone at the bonding company for those details. Also, if there's a property bond that needs to be secured and posted, there has to be equity in the property of up to 3 times the bond amount. So for example, if the bond is $1,000, then the equity in the property must be at least $3,000. All right, what I'll do is I will go ahead and let you know what you're charged with, let you know what your bond amount is, if you get a bond, special condition, if there are special conditions, and also your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing. And I will let you know what whether you qualify for an attorney. So your preliminary hearing is your next court date. If you're charged with a felony, that is August 9th at 8:30. If you're charged with a misdemeanor, it's August 10th at 8:30. If you don't have a bond today, your bond hearing date is August 13th. Now, if you bond out of jail, August 9th for felonies and August 10th for misdemeanors don't matter anymore. Because when you bond out, your preliminary hearing is waived, and then you'll get a court date in the mail based on the address that you have. You'll get that from the court, so you'll get a new court date. So ignore August 8th or August 9th if you bond out, and wait for the mail, or stay in touch with your lawyer. Now, if you wish to waive your preliminary hearing, you can also do that as well. Waiving your preliminary hearing doesn't mean you're admitting guilt. It just simply means just that you're waiving it. So the prelim is for probable cause. The arresting officer or officers will have to be present. You or your attorney will get a chance to cross-examine that officer or officers. And then the judge will decide if there was valid probable cause or a legal reason. That's articulated reason. They have to say it. Why did they arrest you? And then it will be determined if that's valid or not. If it's valid, then your case will leave magistrate court and go to superior court if it's a felony. And then if it's a misdemeanor, it'll leave magistrate court and go to state court for misdemeanors, right? So at least one felony, you go to superior court. All misdemeanors, you go to state court. So that's what's happening today. All right, each of you raise your right hand for me. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm any statements of testimony you will give in this first appearance matter now pending before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. All right, gentlemen, stand by for me. We're doing the ladies first, okay?
Thank you.
Deputy, I will do her first. All right,
Okay. This is gonna be Ms. Williams.
Ms. Williams.
I'll stand with it. Good morning, Anna. I'm so honored to stand up to you today and tell you my charges that I want to the military first. I need military.
All right, Ms. Williams, stand by for me, ma'am. Let's go ahead and do a lot of listening first, okay? Go ahead and listen for me. Public indecency, 2,000 is your bond. Obstructing an officer, 1,000. Interference with government property, 2,000. Criminal trespass, 1,000. And simple battery, 2,000. So your total bond is 6,000. And your preliminary hearing is scheduled for August the 9th. And I will go ahead and get an attorney to represent you. All right. So that's all I have for you this morning. You have any questions?
Yes, I'm going to talk about the Illuminati, this dog, and I also want to talk about like.
All right, we're not doing that this morning.
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that this morning. And Deputy, just to make sure, I have her AKA is Dominique Mapp, and that will conclude her. We can take her back, deputies. You all can take her back, please. There's another deputy that can take her back since she's not disrupting the remainder of the proceeding. All right, you all stand by for me briefly here. It looks like I just received the court-appointed counsel forms, so I'm going to print those so I can have everyone else. So stand by for me one moment here, a few minutes, so I can print those out, deputies. All right, deputies, I'm back. So I have the applications for court-appointed counsels now. We're ready for the next person.
Who will be the next female, Your Honor?
We're doing alphabetical. It's whoever's alphabetical. I got Harrelson. Lindley Harrelson.
This is Ms. Harrelson.
Ms. Harrelson, good morning to you. One count of DUI, let's say 5,000 is your bond. Improper lane change, 500. Possession of less than an ounce of marijuana is 1,500. And possession of a drug-related object is 500. 7,500 is your total, and your prelim or preliminary hearing August 10th, 8:30. And ma'am, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, so basically all of those changes could change. Like the marijuana wasn't actually marijuana, it was CBD. But once the
Ma'am, stop. You're giving insight of your case. Please don't give anything of your case. The judge is not here to say that. Please, just, do you understand what he said?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Back to yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Great.
All right. Letson.
This is Ms. Letson.
Ms. Letson, good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, ma'am. One count of DUI, less safe. Your bond is 5,000. Your preliminary hearing is August 10th, and that's at 8:30. And stand by here. I'm just getting your application for court-appointed counsel. I am appointing an attorney to represent you. All right, ma'am. You have any questions related to what I just asked you?
No, I don't.
All right, thank you.
This is gonna be Miss Swan.
Ms. Swan, ma'am, you have one count of simple assault, family violence. Your bond is 2,500. No contact with Terrence Matthews. And your preliminary hearing is August 10th, 8:30. Ms. Swan, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
Yes, sir. I live in a border house where Terrence Matthews live.
Well, ma'am, it's no contact with him. Okay, no contact. All right. And you have any other questions related to what I just told you?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
This is gonna be Miss Taylor.
All right, Ms. Taylor.
No. There you go.
All right, Ms. Taylor, one count of criminal damage to property, second degree, 7,000 is your bond. There's no contact with Charles Good. Preliminary hearing is August 10th, 8:30. And ma'am, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Ms. Goodson here, you have any questions? Ms. Taylor, you have any questions?
No.
All right, and Deputy, I just want to make sure here. Thank you, ma'am. That's it for you. Maria del Carmen Santa Cruz bonded out.
That's correct. She's without custody.
Okay. All right, that's it for the females.
Okay.
No, for the females, that's it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. We'll see you next time. All right, good morning, sir. How you doing?
How you doing today, sir? I'm good.
All right, good. Is this Mr. Is it Brimmer or Brimer?
Grim?
Mr. Brimmer.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you charged of 1 count of theft by taking. It's a misdemeanor, it's 2,000 is your bond, and 1 count of battery, family violence, 5,000, and 1 count of cruelty to children, and that is 2,500. 7,500 is your total, sir. There's no contact with Precious Dixon at this time. And your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 10th of August, 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
Sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Barry?
All right, Mr. Barry,
You need a translator.
1 moment here for me, sir.
Your Honor, real fast, do we have the translator? Did you get my email on the translator?
Yeah, we're waiting on the Spanish interpreter.
Got it.
All right, Mr. Barry, 1 count of criminal trespass. Misdemeanor, 1,000 is your bond. August 10th, 8:30, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Hold breath.
All right, 1 moment here.
Yes, sir.
Is this Lenoris Colbreth?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Colbreth, 1 count of battery, misdemeanor, 5,000. Obstructing an officer is 1,000, 1 count of escape. The misdemeanor kind is 2,000. 8,000 is your total bond. No contact with Joni Elise Williams.
All right, thank you.
And one more moment here, sir. I am appointing an attorney to represent you, and your preliminary hearing is August 10th. All right, you have any questions related to what I mentioned here, sir?
No, sir, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Daniels?
All right, Mr. Daniels, give me 1 moment here.
How's that? You feel better? Good. You'll be on YouTube. Love seeing you.
Yes, sir, you're live. You're live on YouTube. All right.
He wants to see Your Honor, that's why.
Anything you say right now is memorialized. They're gonna watch it plenty of times. All right. I'm just getting your paperwork there. 1 second here. Putting Mr. Colbreth away here. And all right, Mr. Daniels. So it's 1 count of terroristic threats, and that is the felony kind. 7,000 is your bond. There's no contact with Melanie Cooper. You can't return to the 6490 Sinclair Place address in Morrow at this time. So you understand what you're charged with the bond and the special conditions? All right, so there'll be on the bond order, you have to sign off on it, acknowledging the special conditions as well, or the special condition. And your preliminary hearing is scheduled for August 9th, and that is at 8:30. And also, Mr. Daniels, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions? All right, sir. That will be the end of your first appearance today. Thank you.
Good, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. All right. 1 second here. Last name is Good?
Yes, sir.
Was that, no, that's not. I thought you were on the other matter with Ms. Taylor there, but it's a different matter. All right, so Mr. Good, it's possession of a drug-related object. 5,000 is your bond on that offense. Possession of Schedule 2, that is Felony, methamphetamine, 7,000. 7,500 is your bond. Preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 10th of August at 8:30. And one moment here, getting your application for court-appointed counsel. Did you complete one of those? All right. I will appoint an attorney to represent you. You have any questions? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No.
They didn't tell you how to be respectful when you went through orientation?
Yes, sir.
All right. You need to do that all the time, not when prompted, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. That's it for you.
Lamb,
Hang on for me, Deputy. We got Ms. Tolles on here. Let's see if we can get her in and out with our two Spanish-speaking inmates here. Hey, Ms. Tolles, good morning.
Hello, Judge. Good morning. Good morning,
All right,
everyone.
good. We have two individuals this morning that need your services.
Yes, sir.
And that is Velasquez Edwin Jose Cubas and who's the second person here, Deputy?
we have the two. We have Kubas Vasquez and Montez Diaz.
We need them both up front with us.
Yep, right there.
All right, Montez Diaz. Yeah, there we go. Jose Montez Diaz. All right. Ms. Tolles, you're always on the oath, so we're not going to go through all of that.
Yes, sir.
All right, good morning. This is June 22nd, 2021, and we're in Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Hola, buenos días. Hoy es el 22 de junio 2020 y estamos en la sala menor del Tribunal de Primera Instancias del Condado de Clayton.
I'm Judge Knights, and you're here for first appearance.
Yo soy el juez Knights y ustedes están presentes para su comparecencia inicial.
You are here to be told what your charge or charges are this morning. Your bond amount. All right, go ahead, Ms. Tolles.
Están acá para que se le informe de las acusaciones que hay en su contra, para que le informen de cuánto es la fianza que tienen.
Your bond amount.
Yes, sir. I got that. Thank you.
Your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing date.
Y para informarle de la próxima cita judicial, que sería su audiencia preliminar.
And whether you will be appointed a court-appointed attorney this morning.
Y también se determinará si cumple los requisitos para un abogado de oficio esta mañana.
For Mr. Cubas, you will not get a bond today based on the nature of the charges.
En cuanto al señor Cubas, no se le pueden poner fianza hoy por la naturaleza de las acusaciones.
You have a bond on some of the charges, but not two of them.
Usted sí tiene la fianza impuesta por alguna de las acusaciones, pero otras no.
Each of you have the right to a speedy and public trial.
Ambos tienen derecho a un juicio público y sin demora.
You have the right to an attorney in every stage of these proceedings.
Tienen derecho a un abogado en cada etapa de este proceso jurídico.
Your next court date is your preliminary hearing date.
Y la próxima audiencia sería para la audiencia preliminar.
For Mr. Montez Diaz, that date is August 10th.
Señor Montes Díaz, su audiencia está programada para el 10 de agosto.
For Mr. Cubas, that date is August 9th.
Y luego, señor Cubas, la audiencia preliminar suya se programa para el 9 de agosto.
Mr. Cubas, you also have a bond hearing date of August 13th at 8:30.
También, señor Cubas, usted tiene una fianza programada para la determinación de su fianza el 13 de agosto a las 8:30.
You have no burden. The state has the burden to prove these matters beyond a reasonable doubt.
Es el Estado que tiene la obligación de probar esas acusaciones fuera de una duda razonable.
You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine any witnesses that the state can call to testify against you.
Tienen el derecho de ver, de escuchar y también contrainterrogar cualquier testigo que el Estado convoca para declarar en su contra.
You have the right to present witnesses on your own behalf and to testify if you choose to do so.
Tienen derecho a presentar testigos en su propia defensa y también dar testimonio si elige serlo.
For Mr. Montez Diaz, you will have to contact a bonding company for bond.
Señor Montes Díaz, tendrá que comunicarse usted con una compañía de fianzas.
The bonding company can charge up to 15% fee for bond.
Y una compañía de fianzas le puede cobrar hasta un 15% como la tarifa, 15% de lo que es la fianza.
If there is a cash bond, you will also be charged a percent.
También si va a depositar su fianza en efectivo, se le cobrará un porcentaje también.
Pregunta.
I will not allow either of you to waive your preliminary hearing today. So your date for Mr. Montez Diaz will be August 9th and for Mr. Cubas, August 10th.
No les voy a permitir renunciar a su audiencia preliminar hoy, entonces queda programada hoy su audiencia preliminar, señor Montes Díaz, para el día 9 y para usted, señor Cubas, el día 10.
For Mr. Well, each of you raise your right hand.
Bueno, si ambos pueden levantar la mano derecha, por favor.
Mr. Montez Diaz, you are charged with one count of invalid or expired tag, and your bond is 500. Well, I'm sorry. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm statements of testimony you will give in this matter not pending before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Bueno, cada uno de ustedes juran y afirman solemnemente que lo que van a declarar en esta audiencia será la verdad y toda la verdad, nada más que la verdad, Dios lo jura.
Sí.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you can place your hands down, gentlemen.
Bueno, ya pueden bajar la mano, señores.
Mr. Montez Diaz, you are charged with one count of expired registration and your bond is 500.
Señor Montes Díaz tiene una infracción donde se le acusa de registro del auto vencido y tiene la fianza de $500.
You also have one count of driving with no license and your bond is 1,000.
También hay una acusación de conducir sin licencia por la cual se le impone la fianza a $1,000.
I am appointing an attorney to represent you.
Sí, le voy a designar un abogado de oficio, señor.
What is your address?
¿Cuál es su dirección, señor?
No tengo la dirección mental porque acabo de llegar a vivir a donde estoy. No sé exactamente el número en la calle. Vivo aquí en la ciudad de Jonesboro.
Your Honor, I cannot hear him clearly. I only heard the beginning when he started to say, I don't have the address. May I ask him to repeat?
Yes, Ms. Stokes.
Disculpe, señor, es que el audio está muy abajo y no lo podía oír bien. ¿Cómo decía?
No tengo la dirección, pero exacta, pero vivo aquí en Jonesboro.
¿En dónde?
En la ciudad de Jonesboro vivo.
Okay. I don't have the exact address with me, but I live here in Jonesboro.
What is your phone number?
¿Cuál es su teléfono, señor?
470.
Sí.
420.
Ajá.
2697.
If I may repeat just to make sure. 470, 420, 36 o 26?
26.
26.
Sí,
97.
97.
470-420-2697.
26.
2697. 2697, Your Honor.
And how much do you make each month?
¿Y cuánto está ganando, señor, al mes?
Yo gano 2.200 al mes.
I make 2,200 a month.
All right, Mr. Montes Diaz, do you have any questions related to what I just told you, your charge, your bond amount, and that you will have an attorney and that August 10th is your preliminary hearing date?
Bueno, señor Montes Díaz, ¿alguna pregunta sobre lo que le acabo de informar, las acusaciones, la fianza, que tiene un abogado de oficio y que su audiencia está programada para el 10?
Estoy de acuerdo con mis cargos. Puedo pagar el dinero que me están dando, con las fianzas. Lo puedo
Yes,
pagar.
for my charges, I can pay the money that I'm being charged for my bond.
Yes, sir.
Sí, señor.
Posiblemente ya lo pagaron en la oficina enfrente.
It's possible they've already paid it at the office.
Okay. All right,
Está
so
bien.
you'll be bonding out today then if it's already paid and if there are no holds on you.
Está bien, señor. Si ya se pagó y no existe ninguna orden de retener en su contra, entonces saldría bajo fianza hoy mismo.
Muchas gracias.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Gracias,
You
señor.
can step back.
Ya
Thank
se
you.
puede retirar. Gracias.
Oh, wait, one more thing.
Oh, espere, señor, una cosa más.
If you bond out of jail today, your preliminary hearing, the August 10th date, it goes away.
Your Honor, may I clarify something with you? I had
Yes.
written that Mr. Montes Diaz's date was on the 9th and Mr. Cubas's date was the 10th. Did I get those mixed up?
I'm sorry, it's the other way then, if I may have said it wrong. So the misdemeanor is the 10th and the felony for Mr. Cubas is the 9th.
Okay. I may have gotten them mixed up. I apologize. Señor, entonces, para clarificar, su audiencia preliminar está programada para el 10 de agosto. Si usted sale en libertad bajo fianza, la audiencia preliminar se renunciará automáticamente.
And then you just wait for your new court date in the mail or speak with your lawyer.
Y luego de ahí solamente esperará la notificación de su próxima audiencia por correo o mientras tanto puede estar hablando con su abogado de oficio.
Espero a mí.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
All right, Mr. Cubas, you are charged with one count of improper lane change.
Bueno, señor Cuba, se le acusa de una infracción de cambiarse de carril incorrectamente,
Open container, theft by receiving stolen property,
envase alcohólico abierto, hurto por recibir bienes ajenos,
no license and improper lane change,
conducir sin licencia y cambiarse de carril incorrectamente,
open container, theft by receiving stolen property,
envase de alcohol abierto y hurto por recibir bienes ajenos,
simple battery,
violencia simple,
aggravated assault with a deadly weapon,
agresión con agravantes con un arma mortífera
and murder.
y homicidio.
At this time, Mr. Cubas, you do not get a bond on those last two, the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and the murder charges.
Por el momento, señor Cubas, no se le puede imponer una fianza por las últimas dos acusaciones de agresión con agravantes con un arma mortífera y homicidio.
Your preliminary hearing, as I mentioned, is the 10th, and your bond hearing is the 13th, both in August.
The 10th, Your Honor?
Yeah, I'm sorry, the 9th and the 13th.
Okay. Como mencioné anteriormente, su audiencia preliminar se programa para el día 9 de agosto y luego la audiencia para determinar la fianza suya se celebrará el 13 de agosto.
What is your address?
¿Y cuál es su dirección, señor?
425,
425.
30 online.
¿Cómo?
30.
I'm going to ask him to repeat. 425 de
30
Trenton
line.
Lane.
Gallingwood, Tennessee.
Gallingwood, Tennessee.
Gallingwood.
May I ask him to spell it, Your Honor?
Yes.
¿Cómo se escribe la ciudad? Perdón, señor. Se me dificulta oírlo.
Gallingwood.
Gallenwood. I apologize, Your Honor.
All right. So you said it's 425?
425, ¿cierto, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
And what's the street name?
¿Y el nombre de la calle?
30.
Trenton.
All right. What's your phone number?
¿Y su teléfono?
706-201-3479.
706-201-3479.
Are you employed?
¿Trabaja usted, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
What is your monthly income?
¿Y sus ingresos mensuales?
3,000.
3,000.
All right. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. It's important that you stay in touch with that lawyer. They'll come to see you or reach out to you
Yo
at the
sí
jail.
designé un abogado de oficio para usted. Es muy importante que mantenga el contacto con él o ella. Pasará a la casa a visitarlo o se pondrá en contacto con usted.
Está bien.
Okay.
All right. That will conclude your first appearance today.
Okay. Queda concluida su audiencia hoy.
Una pregunta, ¿mi familia
I have a question.
¿mi familia puede poner abogado también? ¿No?
May my family pay for an attorney for me as well?
Yes, sir. You can hire your own attorney at any time.
Sí, señor. Usted puede contratar un abogado particular en cualquier momento. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right,
Gracias,
Ms.
señor.
Stokes, thank you for coming out. And see, I got you out of here, so you're good to go.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. See you next time. All right, who do we have here?
Lanham, Your Honor, Mr. Lanham.
All right, thank you. Mr. Lanham, one count of hit and run. The misdemeanor kind is 1,500 as your bond. One count of failure to yield right away of an emergency vehicle is 500. 2,000 is your total. And your preliminary hearing, August 10th, 8:30. All right, Mr. Lanham, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Lyons.
All right, Mr. Lyons, one count of criminal trespass. It's the misdemeanor kind. Your bond is 1,000. August 10th, 8:30 is your preliminary hearing. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you, sir. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Wait a second, Mr. Lyons. What branch of the military you serve?
Army. During the Vietnam era, I have never been in trouble, and that's all I got to say.
Thank you, sir. What was the branch of the military?
Army.
Army?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your service, sir.
You do.
All right, you're good.
Your Honor, what was Lyons' bond again? I apologize.
All right, who's this?
This is Deputy Barker, I apologize.
No, you're good. Who's the person here?
Lyons,
This is Lyons.
the one who was just here.
Right. Who's the person that's behind you?
This is Mikkel.
Okay, yeah, I got Lyons. All right, Mr. McKell,
He said 1,000.
Yeah.
sir, you're charged with 1 count of improper lane change and open containers, 500 on each of those, and 1 count of DUI less safe misdemeanor, 5,000. 6,000 is your total bond. Your preliminary hearing is August 10th. And I am appointing, well, you're employed, but then you don't have an amount for how much you make each month. What's your monthly income, sir?
3,000, but I plan to seek my own representation.
I'm gonna put 3,000 on your form. All right, so I'm appointing an attorney to represent you.
And if I choose to hire an attorney, I can.
You can hire an attorney at any time, sir. It's your world. You do whatever you want with lawyers. Fire them, hire them. So you're good.
Yes, sir.
All right, any other questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Don't be trying to straighten yourself up now. Go ahead. You see that?
All right, who we have here, Mr. Is this Mosley? Mosley? Is that you, sir? Jamal Mosley? All right, sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery, family violence. It's the second or subsequent, so that is a felony. Your bond is 10,000. Criminal damage to property is 2,500. You can't have contact with Star Tasha Weaver. You can't return to 7,000 Maddox Road in Morrow. You understand what you're charged with in the special conditions, sir?
7,000 Maddox Road is my house.
I can't hear you.
7,000 Maddox Road is my house. I figured.
Who lives there?
Me and my mom. That's it.
Who's Star Tasha Weaver? That's not,
Nah, she don't even stay there. And
she doesn't live there?
I'm saying,
You live there?
don't stay there, and I just got out, haven't seen her since March.
All right, sir. So there's no contact with her. I'm removing the, you can go back to that address, but there's no contact. You understand what the charge with in the special conditions, sir?
I'm on a house. I'm on an income money today.
You listening to me, sir? You understand what you're charged with in the special condition of bond?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your preliminary hearing is August 10th. It's at 8:30. And I will be appointing here an attorney to represent you. All right, what questions you have?
I got my whole money and all is with.
12,500 is your total.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Say your last name. It's messing up.
Pyatt, Sean Pyatt.
All right, Mr. Pyatt. I see you have here that you have an attorney. 1 moment here. Let me just make sure. You have charged with 1 count of theft by taking. It's the felony kind. 15,000 is your bond. You can't return to Kroger Distribution Center. You understand what you're charged with in the bond amount, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your prelim is scheduled for the 9th of August, 8:30. And you indicated on your form here, you're gonna hire your own lawyer, is that right?
Yes, sir. I have an attorney.
You have a lawyer already? What's your lawyer's name?
Kuntz,
Say that again for me.
David Kuntz,
Spell that last name.
K-O-O-A-T-Z,
K-O-O,
N as in Nancy, and T-Z.
okay. All right, so I'm gonna note that on your form, okay?
Yes, sir.
You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Say your last name, nice and loud.
Sonia.
Odesanya.
All right. Mr. Onasanya, charged with 1 count of DUI, driving on influence, less safe. 5,000 is your bond. One count of failure to have headlights on is 1,000, and then headlights or stopping and parking prohibited, 1,000. Your total bond, sir, 6,500. Preliminary hearing scheduled for 10th of August. 8:30. And one moment here, sir. Looking for your application. Court appointed counsel. Did you complete one of those?
Yes, you did, Your Honor. You remember you put out with 11 things and then signed it with him? Yes.
All right. I'll look for it. I don't see his. But what's your income? What's your income status?
So I don't have any income. I'm a student, sir.
All right. So I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
Yes, sir. When I came in here, my phone was dead, so I wasn't able to get any numbers to make any contacts. So I'd like if you can grant me permission to maybe to get my phone charged so I can get my sister's number.
I'll help you with that. Okay, when you're done.
Yeah, definitely help you with that, sir.
Nothing you can
All right. All right. That's it. That's it. Unless you have any other questions.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Last name, that's not.
Weldon.
Oh.
What's your name, sir?
Weldon, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. I can't. It's like breaking up a little bit. Sorry.
Weldon, Your Honor.
Weldon.
Yes, sir.
Christopher Weldon.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Weldon. You're charged with one count of trafficking of persons for sexual servitude. There is no bond today, sir. Your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 9th of August, 8:30. Bond hearing, August 13th. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
When was this allegation stated? Because I've been thinking.
All right, hang on for me.
That's what you said.
July 30th, 2018. That defendant, so it's July 30th, all right, 2018, 3 years ago. Hang on for me one moment. Let me mute them here. Ms. Denson, we can hear you. All right, let's see. Did knowingly subject and maintain another person, a 15-year-old female, in sexual servitude, or knowingly recruit, entice, harbor, transport, provide, patronize, or obtain by any means said victim for the purpose of sexual servitude. On August 12, 2019, a juvenile victim was forensically interviewed. She disclosed that she met said accused and performed sexual acts in exchange for money. The juvenile victim further disclosed that said accused harbored her at numerous hotels in Fulton and Clayton County. Also, said accused collected portions of the financial proceeds from the juvenile's sexual acts. Corroborating evidence confirmed that said accused facilitated the victim being trafficked at numerous hotels in Fulton and Clayton County. That's what the warrant reads, sir. You have any questions, Mr. Weldon?
There's no way I could get a bond.
Not for me and not today, sir. A different day from a different judge.
Yeah.
All right. There's no bond today.
All right.
You got any more questions?
Any other questions?
You can ask me, yes. Yeah, ask me.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm a military veteran. You know, I get my VA compensation. Just wanted to throw that in there.
What branch of government here, sir?
The Army, sir.
Army. All right, thank you for your service. You're gonna get a bond. It's just gonna be a different day, okay? Talk to your lawyer. It won't be today. It's a different day. You get one though.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Watley? Did I say that correct? Yes. Oh, Mr. Watley, Your Honor.
Yes, sir, Mr. Wadley. 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of murder, no bond on either of those offenses, sir. Your preliminary hearing scheduled for the 9th of August, 8:30. Bond hearing, 13th of August, 8:30. I am appointing an attorney to represent you, sir. You have any questions?
No, sir, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, last one, we got Mr. Smith. Has got to do paperwork, and he has already had it explained.
All right. One moment here. Mr. Smith. Is that, you said Smith?
Yes, sir.
All right, I don't have a bond order for you, sir. Smith. Are you on today's calendar?
He's a fugitive, Your Honor. Fugitive
Oh,
paperwork.
this is the fugitive. Oh, okay. All right. Stand by for me, Mr. Smith. One moment. All right, Mr. Smith, I apologize. I had your paperwork separate from everyone else because you're here differently than everyone else here. All right, so you're here for you're here as a fugitive, and you're here for an extradition hearing, or the prelude to what will be an extradition hearing. So under the Official Code of Georgia, annotated Title 17, Chapter 13, all the rights you heard and swore everyone in earlier, they all apply to you. However, the difference is today you're here because you are a fugitive from justice, and you have options today. So first, let me let you know you are in fact Nazir Leonard Smith, sir. All right, Mr. Smith, and you are charged, or you have a fugitive from justice here. So the warrant reads that you did commit an act of fugitive from justice when the offender fled the state of Ohio. Said offender did enter and remain in the state of Georgia, knowing that you're wanted by the state of Ohio for causing the death of another by shooting the victim in the chest. And it reads the warrant number out, and that's a felony in Ohio. They will extradite, and you are currently in the Clayton County Jail. Sir, as you can guess by now, I'm not giving you a bond. So what will happen is you will remain in custody in Clayton County. You have options. You can decide to contest extradition or fight it. I can commit you to the Clayton County Jail for 30 days while a warrant is being prepared by the Georgia Governor Brian Kemp. And what will happen is, because you have no bond, you'll remain in custody during that time. And what can happen is that in Ohio, the county in Ohio, they can come pick you up. You can contest these things. If you can voluntarily go back to Ohio, and they can come pick you. They have 10 days, business days generally. They can't ask for an extension, right? But generally they come get you within that time. If you decide to contest or fight extradition, you can only contest 4 things. One, that you are in fact Nazir Leonard Smith. You can in fact, the documents on its face, the warrants that I just read and these documents here are not valid. You can contest whether you had permission to actually come to Georgia and that you're not in fact a fugitive. And you can contest whether in fact the crime that you're charged with is in fact a real crime or not. So like, for example, like marijuana is not legal or illegal in some places. So if it's not a real crime anymore, it used to be a crime, you can contest that. These would be the only 4 things you could contest. Now, the question I have for you, Mr. Smith, do you wish to waive your extradition or have your hearing?
When you say waive, that means voluntarily?
Yes, sir. You waive the hearing here in Georgia, and you don't have to be in confinement until we have that hearing, or you can have it and remain until that time. If you waive it, then Ohio has the 10 days, the business days, but like I said, sometimes they can ask for an extension. They generally can come get you within that time period.
I'd like to voluntarily go back, so the 10 days, 10 business days.
Yes, sir. So go ahead and the deputies should have the waivers I sent over. Please sign off on those, sir. And
Right here.
yes, sir. It should be like 7 of them. Yes.
Yep.
All right. You have any other questions, Mr. Smith?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. Once you're completed signing, that will conclude your matter this morning.
Sign them all right here in front of that other deputy right there. Sorry to shift this now. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Deputy Parker, appreciate you as always, especially with, I know we had a couple of folks in the beginning there. But I think we're good to go. I wanted to confirm, I do see on the paperwork that Delila Williams, AKA Dominique Mapp, we did her first because it looks like she was having some difficulties. Was there anything that I need to note on here for the other folks?
Negative.
Okay.
Negative.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. What was your question?
I just want
Yeah, have a good one.
the 10 business days start
Today. Yeah.